Hello, friends. Welcome to Josiah Venture Stories. You will hear incredible stories of life change from the mission field and be inspired by the movement of God in Central and Eastern Europe. I'm your host, Gwen Turner, and I am so excited to share today's conversation with you. This summer, excitement is building across the 16 countries where Josiah Venture serves as local churches prepare for camps, outreach events, and the arrival of mission teams. One of the highlights of every summer is our internship program, where college students and young adults come to Central and Eastern Europe to share the gospel and serve alongside local ministries. The internship begins with a 2-day amazing race experience where teams tackle physical, spiritual, and mental challenges designed to build teamwork, communication, and leadership. From there, interns travel to Hotel Malinovice in the Czech Republic for a week of training before heading to the countries where they will serve all summer long. During training, they learn about Josiah Venture's vision and mission, as well as evangelistic ministries like Fusion and Edge Sports, while also growing in practical ministry skills, sharing the gospel, and team dynamics. In this episode, hosted by Julia Budd, you'll hear from several of our 2026 interns about why they chose to serve, how they discovered the internship program, and what their amazing race experience was like. Julia has served with Josiah Venture since 2021 and now helps prepare and send interns from around the world to serve with us each summer. We hope you enjoy these stories and join us in praying for summer ministry. You can find specific prayer requests for each of the interns serving this year in our online prayer room linked in the show notes. Thank you so much for listening. And now enjoy getting to know some of our 2026 interns.
Hey, Rachel.
Hi.
Thanks for coming and talking to us about your experience as an intern. Tell us where you're from and where you're attending university right now.
Yeah, so like Julia said, my name is Rachel, Rachel Langley. I am from Nashville, Tennessee, or Murfreesboro, and I am studying elementary education at Middle Tennessee State University.
Awesome. This is your second summer serving with us as an intern. So first tell us, how did you become an intern last summer? How did that start?
Yeah, so I first, my church started bringing short-term teams to Slovenia in 2022, and I met Zala, one of the JV missionaries, and she was actually talking about the internship to some of the other guys on our team. And I have always loved going to summer camps and getting to serve with kids. And so I thought that's a no-brainer. But I had a few more years, and so I went on a few more trips. And then last year, me and my friend both decided that we wanted to go back and serve. And so, yeah, that's kind of my cool little journey.
And how did you make the choice to come back for a second summer?
I really connected with the girls on our youth group. We had girls' nights once a week, and so getting to see the girls share their hearts. Unfortunately, they didn't start to open up until like the very end of my internship, but also really felt like the harvest was going to be really ready and ripe this year, and so I didn't want to miss out on getting to continue those conversations and to hopefully go deeper with a few of the girls that have been on my heart. So
that's really neat that you get to continue those relationships that you started last summer. What are you hoping for this summer? What are you hoping God teaches you this summer?
Yeah, really just learning how to wait on Him well, and knowing through every sacrifice, every conversation, and every relationship, all of it is part of His bigger purpose and His bigger plan, and that He withholds no good things for those that seek after Him. So
thank you. I hope all of those things for you and more. Yeah, what are your hopes for this summer?
I think really just to see the Slovenes really come with more of a curiosity and open mind to the gospel. A lot of our students are returners, which is really encouraging, knowing that they have heard the gospel and have heard about Jesus and are still choosing to come back. And so really seeing more students take more steps or even professions of faith, praying really boldly over our students that would be seen. And seeing our youth group grow has been super encouraging. And so praying that it just has a snowball effect on everyone else, even at camp.
Yeah, it's exciting to see what the summer will hold for you. And we're now on day 4 of intern training. What has intern training been like for you this year?
It's always so much fun just to connect with other young adults and missionaries who have the same heart and are running after the same mission, just to make Christ known to all the nations. And just being so encouraged that all of us are on the same team in different areas, but that we can both be an encouragement to each other as we step into those hard places, but can really be reminded we're all on the same team and working for the same goal.
Great. Thanks, Rachel. Can you give us your name, where you're from, and if you're studying, what you're studying?
Yeah, so I'm Vince, and I'm from Illinois, and I just graduated master's school with my master's of business from Northern Illinois University.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Big milestone. This is your second summer serving with us as an intern where will you be serving?
Yeah, I'll be serving in Czech Republic, and I'm super excited to be back for a second round.
Yeah. How did it come about that you interned with us last summer?
I went on a short-term mission trip, and I had the most fun I've ever had in my life. And during that trip, I got asked by a leader, hey, would you want to do an internship? And I said, I don't think so. I don't think I would. But when I went home and I started praying about it, it was very clear that I needed to do this. And so I took that step of faith, and it changed my perspective.
And now you decided to come back for a second chance. What made you decide to come back again?
Yeah, I heard last year that you experience so many cool things, but the second time, it's not the same, even though it's the same place. And I was kind of curious what that would be like. And I just wanted to continue growing my journey. And I know the people. I know a lot of like the camps and how it runs, but I'm like, there's going to be something cool that comes up and God's going to move. So
yeah, what are you hoping for this summer?
After these intern talks, I'm just excited to learn more about feeling God's love. I feel like there's so many times where we walk through life and we are excited and expecting God to move, but we don't know if we're feeling love. And I want to step into that and ask questions and kind of ponder it during the summer.
Yeah. Wow. What an adventure, and what a bold and beautiful thing to step into this summer. So we're praying that for you. How do you want people to pray for you this summer?
Yeah. I would love prayer for just being present in the moment. I know graduating, there's a lot of things that are floating in my head about what's the next
Absolutely.
step. So I just want to be focused here only, seeing how God's moving in my heart, and taking those steps here so that it could move me forward when I get back home.
Yeah, we'd love to be able to pray that for you. You also are on day 4 of intern training, and before that was the Amazing Race. Yeah. Could you just give us a little snapshot of what it was like to run the Amazing Race this year?
Yeah, it was extremely fun to be challenged by a bunch of tasks that maybe you wouldn't normally participate in, especially with a group of people that you've never met before. You just get thrown into it. I will say I'm definitely tired, which is something I normally don't say, but I think it's a good exhaustion. It's because there's been a lot of conversations had, a lot of testimonies shared, and understanding why people are drawn into this internship. So it's a good tired, and I'm glad that I'm here.
Cool. Yeah. What are some things that you learned about yourself or about your team during the Amazing Race?
Yeah, I think I learned that if I have a goal, I'm going to go for it. And I'm hoping that people are on board.
Yeah.
And if they're not, I'll try my best to be accommodating. But I think overall, I noticed that our team was super open to just being vulnerable, and honest with what they were feeling, and taking those steps of understanding each other and being open about the communication is going to be super fruitful this summer. Yeah,
that's so important heading into the summer. So it's good to hear that maybe you started some important conversations and had some unity during the Amazing Race and intern training. So we're just praying that continues on throughout the summer. And that as you feel that deep love that you were praying about, that would overflow into students. So thanks for sharing some of your story, Vince.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, can you say your name, where you're from, and if you're studying at a university, what you're studying right now?
Yeah, my name is Aaron Connors. I am from Minnesota, and I'm currently studying at Wheaton College in Illinois.
Great. And you're serving with us this summer as an intern. Where are you going to be?
Yeah, I'll be serving in Ukraine.
And how did that come about? How did you become an intern in Ukraine?
Yeah, that's a great question. I actually went to the missions conference, Urbana, in Phoenix this year, I believe it was. And that really got me interested in missions. And so I started the search of just talking to a lot of different teams, organizations, and one of the intern directors is friends with my sister-in-law, and my family was, I think, doing some searching for me, or maybe just talking in general, but they found that connection there. And so, yeah, Josiah Venture was a surprise to me, but a really sweet opportunity.
Yeah. Why did you decide to say yes to serving with us in Ukraine this summer?
There were a lot of factors. As I learned about missions and what it looks like to do it well, there were qualities about Josiah Venture that really stood out to me. A few of those were the fact that we are mentored. Being placed with a mentor is something that is important to me to get a better idea of what it looks like to do long-term missions. Another was that we get to work as a team with peers from different countries and have that experience together. I was also just impressed by how organized everything was, and the vision and mission that Josiah Venture has was, it was very intriguing to me.
You talked about serving on a team, and one of the ways that we start out with building up that team is the Amazing Race.
Yes.
So you landed in Budapest and you started the Amazing Race. Can you give us a little snapshot of what that was like for you and your team to work through that?
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious. It was a good start to all of this. We were definitely really thrown into the experience. I've never done anything like that before, especially in Europe. So it was a lot of new things all at once, but being there with a team, we got the way our leaders decided to do it was give us specific roles. I had my own role, and I felt like I was better able to kind of fit into our team dynamic because I had my own responsibility. I was in charge of the money for the first day. Okay. So that kind of gave me my own things to think about. Honestly, it was pretty exhausting, but I was surprised by how easy it was to just engage with the peers on my team. And our leader, Kendra, did a really good job directing us and setting a tone that we were able to make the most of our time together, even though we were being put in some pretty intense situations. Like, I did not feel prepared to lead or step into really, but we did it. And that was really good and growing.
Yeah. Was there a particular challenge that stands out to you, either because you liked it or it was especially hard?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the challenges themselves, I thought were really great for team building, but the biggest challenge for me was getting to the challenges and navigating around a new space with public transportation and getting directions from strangers or trying to navigate our map was difficult. And so for me, that was I think they intend to have that be part of the challenges. You have to find your way around Europe without using the maps on your phones and just following where Apple Maps tells you to go, but reading street signs, getting used to like what the language looks like around you, and what signs to follow. That was the biggest challenge for me.
Okay, yeah, and it sounds like in general, the Amazing Race was helpful in challenging you guys as a team and figuring out how to work together. As you're looking ahead to the summer and serving with this team and being in Ukraine, what's your prayer request for this summer?
I appreciate you asking. I think a prayer request I have, just for my personal walk with God, is that this summer would be a very informative step in my discernment process for what missions, cross-cultural missions, might look like in my life moving forward, and how I want to orient my career accordingly. And also prayer just for my own personal growth and the opportunities I'm going to be placed in to be discipled and disciple others. I think there's a lot of learning that takes place about God and his kingdom when people are put from different cultures are put into one space where we get to hear about each other's stories and empathize with each other in new ways. I think that's a big a big prayer I have is that I would be able to empathize with people who are facing a lot of trauma because of the war in Ukraine, and just the stories there that are really distant from me. I'm, we're taking this step intentionally, and so there's going to be some definitely less favorable stories that we'll learn about. But I think part of that is what our calling is as Christians, is to step into others' stories, even if they are uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, we want that for you, for that growth and that discernment that happens for you this summer. And thanks for sharing a bit of your story, Aaron.
Yeah, thanks for asking, Julia.
Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Can you please say your name, where you're from, and you just told me that you're finishing up your study, so tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, my name is Anya. I'm from Ukraine, from Lviv. It's more in the west of Ukraine. I'm just finishing my university, so in a few minutes I need to send my paperwork to professor, and I'm almost done, So
Congratulations. That's a
thank
really big milestone. Where are you going to be serving with us this summer?
Yeah, so I'm from Ukraine, and I will serve in Ukraine, and I'm super excited.
How did you hear about the internship, and how did you decide to apply and take that step?
Yeah, I heard about this like a long time ago. So I knew about this, and my brother was the intern, and many of my friends were. And it was my dream to be intern. Like, you can dedicate like the whole summer for ministry and only this. And for me, it sounds like super amazing. So yeah, I was thinking about internship like the last year, but looks like this year is like the best, So now I'm here and I'm super excited.
What are you hoping for this summer?
I hope that I can serve more for leaders, to help them to do like their ministry with teenagers, to help them to be with them, to be friends with them, to help them. So I feel it's like a really important thing now in Ukraine. So I really would like to do this. So this is like my goal for this,
Yeah. And we're on our last day of intern training. You've had 4 days of training plus the amazing race. Can you give us a little snapshot of the amazing race and what that was like for you guys?
Okay, it was amazing experience, like amazing race, I like it, especially wake up very, very, very early. I really like this. No. So yeah, it was very interesting experience because you just you start this game, and you need to be in the team with the people who just came, and you know each other less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
So for me, it's I don't even know who is who, and who is introvert, who is extrovert. And it's very interesting to see who is who and who I am with the people whom I don't know. So it's a very interesting thing, observation, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think the Amazing Race was helpful for bringing that unity or learning about each other?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. Exactly. Yes. I think this is the best idea, how we can start internship, It's can be stressful sometimes, but it's a really good one. Yeah.
And what about intern training? How's these past 4 days been for you?
It's amazing. Honestly, it's super, super cool place here. And I'm not talking only about the building or nature around. I'm talking about the atmosphere, the vibe, the people, So I can feel this God's love, grace, and His peace here, really, 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 So it's super, I'm excited, I'm super thankful for this, what you are doing here, I have a really good time here, especially with God, It's amazing.
I'm so glad to hear that. And as you look forward to the summer, how would you like people to be praying for you and your team?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that I'm from Ukraine, and we have hard times now. So I would like to ask maybe to pray for the peace first of all, and the second one, you can pray for our Ukrainian leaders, because I used to serve in Ukraine in like my church, and I will serve this summer. So you can pray just for like enough strength, enough like how God provides, for all of these things, because we are tired, honestly. So we just need more of this help. So this is why I'm super excited that we have so many Ukrainian interns here, especially from other countries. So yeah, you can pray for this. I would like to and it will be like for me, Yeah, thank you.
No, we would love to be able to pray for you and for your team for that energy, the endurance to keep going.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing your story, Anya.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Can you say your name, where you're from, and where you studied?
Yeah, my name is Isaiah Jackson. I am from Phoenix, Arizona, and I studied mechanical engineering at ASU.
And I heard you just graduated.
I did just graduate, so finally done with that, which is great.
Congratulations. And now you decided to spend your summer interning with us. So how did that come about? How did you hear about the internship, and how did you decide to apply for this summer?
Yeah, so when I was in high school, I go to Shiloh Community Church, and we send a short-term team to Latvia every summer. And when I was graduating in 2022, I had heard about the trip and was interested in the trip, and didn't end up going that year. But when 2023 rolled around, I was like, okay, that's a trip I really want to go on. So I ended up pursuing that and ended up going in 2023, and then also actually going in 2024 as well. And from the first year I went, the internship was talked about like, hey, this is a 2-week trip. There's a longer 2-month version of this trip with a little bit of differences, obviously. So from the very first time I went, there was certainly an interest to do that. And this past summer, I didn't go on the short-term trip. And during the time that the team was out on a short-term trip, I was in Colorado at a buddy's wedding, and the pastor was teaching on Proverbs 3:5, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And as I was sitting there, I felt like God was saying like, hey, why didn't you go to Latvia this year? And the reality was it was because I wasn't trusting him. I was trusting my own understanding and, hey, I'm in college. I need to go to school for engineering, and then I need to get an internship so that I can get a job when I graduate and my resume looks good and all that stuff. So through that, God convicted me to pursue the internship. I ended up talking to my mentor, Pastor Kevin, like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? He's like, yeah, you should do it. I talked to one of the missionaries in Latvia, Lelda. I was like, hey, are you guys doing internships this summer? And she had said, I don't really know yet, but if we do, you were one of the people we wanted to reach out to. So ended up pursuing it. It's just been green lights every step of the way.
Wow, that's cool to hear your story of stepping out and trusting God with those decisions. What are you hoping for this summer? What are you hoping God does in you, and what are you hoping to learn?
Yeah, I think from the first year I went to Latvia, I felt a call to go on the short-term trip. Now, I went on the short-term trip, and then I felt a bit of a call to go on the longer-term trip. And then now here I am going on the longer-term trip. So the question I guess I kind of have heading into this trip is like, okay, is there a call here for longer than this? Or is this just a do the internship thing right now, and that's what God wants for me? So kind of figuring out what God really wants out of me. I went to school for engineering. I finished school for engineering. I have a job for engineering lined up. But ministry has been a very big part of my life, especially since graduating high school. And there's always kind of been a question of like, okay, is it going to be, am I going to do engineering? Am I going to do music? Am I going to do ministry? And kind of trying to find where God's purpose is and all that.
What an opportunity this summer you have to explore that and to sort of figure that out. You got to run the amazing race, and you actually came in first, your team.
Yes, sir.
So can you give us a little snapshot of what it was like in Team Latvia running the amazing race this year?
I think it's a 2-day race, and I think each day was a polar opposite experience for me. The first day, I got off the plane. I think we started about 2 hours after we landed, maybe 3.
Yeah.
I was on 3 hours of sleep when I left Phoenix. Didn't sleep much on the planes. I think I ended up ending the first day with 30,000 steps and being awake 36 hours straight. So the whole first day, I was just basically getting dragged along by Isaiah and David, other team members in Latvia. So they did a great job just bringing me along and helping me get through the race and get through the infinite number of steps there seemed to be to get to the top of wherever we were in Budapest. I think I was lost half the time, to be honest. So the first day, super fun. I don't have a memory of most of the first day. Even when we were talking on Sunday and running over the race, recapping it and debriefing, I was like, yeah, I don't remember what happened on the first day at all. Second day, got a little bit of sleep, but it was definitely more than the prior day. So I was a lot more functional. I was able to actually kind of grab the map that we were given and be like, okay, let's go this way, this way, this way. It was a super awesome experience to I'd met David before in prior trips to Latvia. I've never met Isaiah before, and it was an awesome way. I think we just kind of clicked right off the bat. All 3 of us on the team are fairly competitive, so we're we want to win this. And it also gave a lot of opportunities to learn about your teammates, learn about how we all kind of behave under pressure. One of our big takeaways is hey, we're all kind of competitive. Maybe there's some times we could have taken care of ourselves a little bit better. Yeah. One of the things is my Achilles. I don't know how you say that word really, to be honest. I think it's a bit strained from that first day.
Okay.
And has been a little bit of an issue the past few days. So one of our reflections was hey, maybe we got so lost in the competition and the goal in mind that we weren't really making sure to take care of ourselves or take care of other members of the team as well. So that was it's just a really cool competition overall and a really cool way to learn about your team members. And
yeah, that sounds like some helpful takeaways. And even though you won, you still learned a lot about each other in the process. So that's really neat. As you look ahead to this summer, how do you want people to be praying for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say number one prayer request would probably be that my body stays in good condition. In my experience, times I've gone to Latvia, usually camps are pretty rough. They're very physical, even though I usually do fusion. I don't even do the edge side of things, but there's usually a plethora of ways to get hurt. So I'd say just prayer that I'm able to stay in good health. I don't break any bones or anything like that. That's always a good thing. Yeah, don't want that. And just that I'm able to find a good rhythm of rest and spend time in the Word and stay disciplined with spiritual disciplines. That would probably be the main thing. Just that I can. It's a tiring trip. There's a lot of stuff you do. So just that I find that rhythm of finding the moments to rest, finding the moments to just sit with God and be refueled.
Yeah, that's so helpful. That being recharged so you can continue serving and also receive from God. Thanks for sharing some of your story, Isaiah.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Okay, hey, can you tell us your name, where you're from, and what you're studying right now?
My name's Ryan Kepler. I'm from Gastonia, North Carolina, and I'm currently studying Christian Studies.
And where will you be serving with us this summer?
I'll be serving in Estonia.
Okay. And how did you find out about the internship, decide to apply, and say yes to it?
So it started out, one of my friends from school, he invited me to lunch and he was like, hey, I think that this internship that I did a couple summers ago would really fit you well and really challenge you. And so I was like, all right, I'll try it out. So I waited a year before I really applied and stuff. And then it wasn't until my brother actually was like, hey, I know you love ministry, but is there like something with like disc golf and ministry or something? Because you have a really big passion for disc golf as well. So I wonder if there's like one for that. And I was already praying about Josiah Venture in that way. And I was like, well, that's kind of like a godsend right there. So
That's so cool how all the pieces fit together of how your friend had thought of you and how he recommended the internship. And then, of course, Estonia is being in the country in JV that is the most passionate about disc golf. So
Yes.
what a neat fit for you.
yes.
What are you hoping for this summer? What are you hoping God does and how are you hoping to grow?
I think I really just want to experience the Lord freely. I think a lot of times I put a lot of pressure on myself to perform and be this perfect Christian, but in reality, that's never going to happen. And so, especially on the mission field, it's a lot of adaptability and you're never going to get it all right, and that's okay. I have to learn that it's not okay. And so that's something I really want to get out of this internship.
Cool. So you guys ran the amazing race. It's a team of 5, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what that was like for your team. Give us a snapshot of it.
So actually, I landed and it was like, hey, you have 10 minutes, use the bathroom, and we're about to run. And I was like, oh, okay. So we're getting started pretty quickly. So I read on the packing list, pack light. I didn't pack light. My bag was probably like 10, 15 pounds.
Okay.
And for a 14-mile day, that's pretty heavy. But I was very surprised and very thankful of how well our team got together and how well we bonded with one another. I believe that we balanced each other out. We each had our chance to lead. We all had our chances to step back and realize, hey, this isn't my strong suit, and that's okay. And I really believe that the Amazing Race helped us learn a lot about each other, our strengths and our weaknesses, which I think is awesome. But yeah.
Yeah, that'll serve you well this summer if you have a better understanding of each other, and that can also bring unity as well as you serve together. We're on day 4 of intern training. How has it been for you?
Man, intern training, and honestly, the phone fast was incredible. I was just on the phone with my parents telling them about it, and it was just, awesome to experience honestly just this stillness for 24 hours. Because constantly I was worried about like back home, like what's my family up to? Like what's going on, which is understandable, but to remove the distraction, and you said it in one of your talks was, rest is fully when you like trust in God. And it really just lingered with me. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. Rest, trust in God. Yeah. But I realized, when I have my phone, I would be like, okay, let me distract myself so I don't keep thinking about it. But not having that distraction, I really pondered on that and really dove into what does God want me to learn with this? And so I had some conversations with some of my team and went and dug deeper and grown from that discussion. So yeah, I think that fast has probably been my favorite part, just in the sense of learning more about myself and building those stronger relationships with my team. So yeah.
Neat. When you look forward to the summer, how would you like people to be praying for you?
I would say just confidence in the sense of trusting that the Lord's got me. It may be a new place, but that doesn't dismiss His presence in my life. And so just praying for confidence and trusting that He put me in Estonia for a reason, to share His word.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your story, Ryan.
Of course.
Thanks for being here and sharing some of your story. Can you say your name, where you're from, and what you're studying?
Thank you for having me. I'm Talitha. I'm from Northern Ireland, but for the past couple of years, I've been living and studying in Edinburgh, where I study theology.
Oh, awesome. And where will you be serving with us this summer?
I'll be serving in Ukraine.
Okay, tell us more about how you found out about the internship and how you said yes to serving with us in Ukraine this summer.
Yeah, I guess I have a history with Josiah Venture. I grew up with my parents taking mission teams to the Czech Republic. And really from a young age, I was just always really excited to be on those teams. It was such a blessing to like watch God move from such a young age. And so I always knew that I wanted to do something long term. And I guess that's kind of where the internship came into play.
And so you've had experience serving in Czech Republic, and how did it come about that you decided to serve in Ukraine?
Yeah, so when I was more seriously thinking about the internship, I kind of always assumed it would be in Czech because that's where kind of my history is. I know the culture a bit more. I'm a bit more familiar with it. But when it actually came to sitting down and considering it, I just felt unsettled. And it's not for lack of love for Czech. I love Czech. But it just became clear to me that that's not where the Lord wanted. And I really prayed over every country I could find on the JV website that I could intern in. But for every single one, it was just, but Ukraine. And so I just really had to answer that call. So, yeah.
And when you look forward into the summer, what are you hoping God does?
I feel like I find that a hard question to answer in some respects because I'm just like hopeful for whatever God does.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what that looks like. But I'm just excited to get to really pour into not just young people, but the local leaders. Because obviously there's the context of war and they've been persevering in a really beautiful way through that. And so I'm hopeful that God can use us to just encourage them, help give them rest in some sort of way.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. Now, we've been at intern training for 4 days, and you also ran the Amazing Race.
Yeah.
Can you give us a little snapshot of what it was like for your team on the Amazing Race?
So it was because the Ukraine team's quite big. So we were split into like 3 smaller teams. And that was really nice for getting to like invest in like just a small number of people. But the race for us was really joyful, I found, and it was really encouraging. It's not that we like weren't committed to winning, but we did see teams like sprinting through Budapest, and that just wasn't our vibe. We were, stopping for ice cream, taking lots of photos. Like it was just a really like joyful time, I think.
How was it in terms of learning about each other and maybe working towards some team unity? Were there some challenges that stand out to you?
Yeah, I think the one that stands out the most was the final one on the first day. All the days blend into one, I feel like. But on the first day, there was a scavenger hunt and we were all really tired. It was really late. But we were just like, all the Ukraine teams came at the same time. And maybe this isn't by the rules, but we were all helping each other. And I think as a wider team, it was really nice to all work together for that final challenge and then run across like the first finish line together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we hope that then that unity translates into the summer as you guys all are serving together. What are your prayer requests for the summer?
I think a big one is just wisdom for navigating a new culture. I've never been to Ukraine before, but I'm so excited. And just from spending a few days with the nationals on our team already, it's just such a beautiful culture and they have such love for Ukraine, and I'm excited to see that. But I'm also aware I'll need to be wise in how I navigate a new context. And then I think wisdom for how to do ministry in the context of war. It will look different, and yeah, I think that's my main prayer one, that I would navigate that well.
Yeah, what a beautiful prayer request and a thing to ask for from God. Thanks for sharing some of your story.
Thank you.
Okay, hi. Thank you for being here and sharing your story. Can you share your name, where you're from, and what you're currently studying?
Yeah. So, hello everyone. I'm really excited to be here. My name is Masha. I'm Ukrainian, but I've been living in Slovakia for 4 years now. I currently live and study in Bratislava, but I finished my bachelor's degree in July last year. So this is like my first year in a new city. And I'm studying teaching of English language and social sciences.
Wow. Okay. I'd love to hear a little bit about how you decided to be an intern with us. But first, where are you going to be serving with us this summer?
This summer, I'm going to Ukraine, so like coming back to my home country.
Yeah. And how did you hear about the internship and decide to say yes to serving in your home country this summer?
So I've been around JV for quite a long time. We started doing JV camps in 2017 in my hometown, Cherkasy. And I knew like a lot about stuff going on during summer, so I don't really remember when was the first time when I found out about internship, but it was something that I've been interested in for longer.
And how did you decide to say yes this summer?
For me, it was more a question. I wanted to come back to Ukraine and serve, and since 2023, we've been doing this short-term mission trips with my Slovak team. So this summer was more of a question how am I gonna go there, in what role? And then I talked to one girl from Epocha, JV Ukraine, and she just encouraged me to try internship for the summer. So here I am.
Yeah, and what are you hoping for this summer? What are you hoping God does? What are you hoping to learn?
Well, I'm really excited to be back to Ukraine, and I feel like there is a huge need. And I'm also really excited that we have a big team, 14 interns this summer. So I hope I will be able also to be a bridge maybe for our international interns and Ukrainian people. But I'm also very excited about meeting a lot of Ukrainians in different churches, different cultures of churches. And one thing I share with people when they ask about expectations, I really expect God to overcome all of the expectations I have. So I don't really know, but I also know that He will do something great.
Yeah, I love how you mentioned being a bridge because you're in a really unique place of you are Ukrainian and you're familiar with the language and culture, but also you understand what it's like to live outside Ukraine. So what a neat way for you to get to serve your team in that way. And speaking of your team, you mentioned that there's 14 of you, and you ran the amazing race. You divided up for that. How was the amazing race for your team? What did that do for your team? And are there any challenges that really stand out to you?
Well, it was really challenging for all of us, especially first day, because somehow we came, all of us, very tired from school, flight, and other stuff. But I feel like it was very a bonding experience. Since the first challenge, we just divided these roles, and then we started going through it as a team. And I feel like I got to know all of them very quickly, and especially personalities and maybe some traits that are less positive. But it was really, really useful to know this side of a person. But also we had a lot of fun. And the second day was more chill. It was all fun. And my favorite challenge probably was to get coffee. We had to order in Hungarian though. And also, we had these small side quests, and one of those was to treat someone. So we offered the dessert to this couple, just random couple, and we also got the opportunity to share about the internship. They were really sweet, asked questions, so it was a good time.
That's really neat. And we're now on the last day of intern training. So what has this past 4 days been like for you?
It's been amazing. I've answered this question before to some people, and I told them it feels like summer camp for grown-ups. It's all fun, but we also talk a lot about some serious things, very important things for the camps, and I really feel equipped for the summer. I will miss the people, and I'm sad that we're leaving tomorrow. Yeah, but it's been great.
Yeah, and thinking about the summer, how would you like people to be praying for you?
Yeah, first of all, please pray for peace, internal peace in our hearts as interns, but also for the peace in Ukraine and protection as we go to different cities and camps. Meet a lot of people who has been going through a lot of painful experience. So I would really love to bring some hope there and maybe some light of Jesus. So just that we are there for them, feel the needs, see the needs, and respond to the needs properly.
Wow. Yeah, we'd love to pray that for you. So thanks for sharing your story, Masha.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Josiah Venture Stories. For more information about who we are and our vision and mission, visit us at josiahventure.com and follow us on social media. If you have any questions about this episode or would like to get in touch with our guest, please email social@josiahventure.com. To help more people hear about this podcast, please leave us an honest written review or share this episode on your social media. Thank you, friends, and have a blessed day.